Hey everybody. As the world begins to heal from this COVID 19 coronavirus pandemic, governments, businesses, and individuals across the globe are starting to build a path to return to normalcy. We're still some time away from being back to business as usual completely, of course, but if you're a business manager or a people leader, this is a great time for you to start putting together a plan for your people to return to the workplace. If you're an individual contributor, this is a fantastic opportunity for you to step up your game and take the initiative by helping your leaders develop and implement such a plan. My name is Swapnil Gyani, and here's how you should go about reopening your offices safely. Let's get started.
The finer details of your office reopening plan will vary widely based on the size, nature, and location of your business. But regardless of those variables, you'll essentially need to address three key issues with your plan. Namely, when will you open your offices? Who should return to those offices? And how will you ensure a healthy and hygienic workplace for your returning employees? Addressing these issues will form the core of your office reopening plan. So let's get started. Point number one: when will you open your offices? Begin your plan by stating the obvious, that you will adhere strictly to any lockdown or stay at home orders issued by local governments. The precise date of opening will vary from location to location, but in addition to local government guidelines, you'll also need to look closely at other factors such as the status of your city's healthcare infrastructure, capacity of the public transport system, availability of childcare support, the status of schools and colleges, as well as the status of retirement homes and old age homes in your city. These factors directly impact people's abilities to leave their homes and families, which means that they need to feature prominently in your decision making process. So, who exactly should come to the office and who should continue working from home? First of all, people who are at a higher risk of getting infected should be asked to continue working from home wherever possible. This includes older adults, those with serious underlying medical conditions, as well as those with compromised immune systems due to pre existing conditions. Excluding that group, if you have more than 20 people working from the office, you should look to reopen gradually in multiple phases. Again, the exact number and duration of these phases will vary based on factors that are impossible to predict here. But in the first phase, have your offices operate at approximately 25% of their capacity. This means that if your office can seat 100 people, only 25 people should be allowed to enter the office premises at any given point in time. Now, the all important decision of whether your employees want to come into the office during this first phase should ideally be voluntary, at least for the first couple of weeks after you reopen your offices. Reevaluate and update your guidance as the situation develops, but begin by making this voluntary. Doing so has three distinct advantages. One, your employees won't feel pressure to come into the office. Such pressure can create a lot of negative stress, which, as you would know, has an inverse relationship with productivity. Second, you'll be able to follow social distancing norms much better with a lower population, and social distancing is our best line of defense against this virus right now. And third, you will get a soft opening, that is, a chance to test your office preparedness with a smaller group. This will allow you to make adjustments, evaluate their effectiveness, rinse, and repeat until you've perfected your process in a relatively low risk environment. And that brings me to our next point, which is how are you going to ensure a healthy and hygienic workplace for your returning employees? Well, there are two parts to this question when you think about it. Number one, what will you as an organization do to prepare your offices? And two, what should your employees do to prepare themselves? Let's look at each one of these factors. So, what do you as an organization need to do to prepare your offices? Firstly, even before you open your offices, you need to have them cleaned, sanitized, and disinfected thoroughly as per the guidelines laid out by the Center for Disease Control and the local health ministry. Offices should also be cleaned and disinfected thoroughly every single day. Furthermore, work with your employees to sanitize high touch surfaces multiple times during work hours. Next, provide a personal protective equipment kit or a PPE kit to all employees who arrive at the workplace. The exact contents of this kit will vary based on local guidance, but in general, they should contain face masks, disposable gloves, hand sanitizers, alcohol based cleaning supplies, and paper towels. As an added measure, see if you can set up a simple health station at the reception area of your office, armed with infrared thermometers and hand sanitizers, so that your employees can record their body temperatures and sanitize their hands as they enter the workspace. Next, enforce social distancing by setting up workstations at a distance of at least 10 feet from one another. This means, of course, that you will have extremely limited seating capacity in this first phase. To manage this capacity effectively, you'll need to implement a way for your employees to book a seat for themselves in advance. This can be achieved with a simple no frills spreadsheet hosted in the cloud. Next, display prominent signages with rules and guidance of both your organization as well as those of your office building so that your employees are aware of the do's and don'ts at all times. And that brings me to what your employees need to do. First up, your employees will of course need to use that registration spreadsheet I just spoke about to book their seats in advance. Use that same spreadsheet to confirm their attendance as well. So, why should you be doing this? Well, in addition to the obvious benefit of not crowding your offices, you'll also be able to use this data for contact tracing so that if one of your employees develops symptoms of the virus, you can quickly reach out to the rest of your employees who may have been in office with that person in the past week or so. Moving on, your employees will need to fully comply with your organization's health guidance while they are in the office, which at a minimum means that they'll need to allow their body temperatures to be recorded using infrared thermometers when they enter the office, sanitize their hands every time they exit and re enter the workspace, put on face masks when moving away from their designated workstations, keep their workstations, desks, and chairs clean using the alcohol based cleaning products and paper towels given to them as part of their personal protective equipment kit, wear disposable gloves while cleaning their workstations, and avoid crowding common areas such as washrooms and break rooms, and minimize the use of elevators. Also, a quick word on using face masks properly. They need to cover your nose, mouth, and chin at all times. In other words, the exact opposite of Batman. And finally, ask your employees that if they start showing symptoms of the coronavirus themselves, or if they've been in contact with somebody who's had symptoms, they'll need to A. Inform your office about it, B. Stay at home, and C. Self quarantine for a minimum period of 14 days after fully recovering from those symptoms. So, those are the basic founding stones of reopening offices safely on which you can build your detailed plan. Focus on simplicity and clarity as you develop your plan, and keep your employees' health and safety at the absolute top of your list of priorities.
So, that's all I've got for you today. Feel free to let me know in the comment section below what you think about this subject, or indeed if you have any questions that I can help answer. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this content. Anyway, stay safe and take very good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.